speaking of, Rolly is still carrying his belt everywhere. You know, he felt like he won the fight. Who did you have winning that fight, and how did you have it score?
What do you think?
That nigga lost.
You see, you're Devin, man. You're Devin over there talking about he lost. So
Devin ain't playing.
Hey, you know what? I only ask him if y'all know that he here. How about if we get a special cameo from Devin on Split Decision today? How about that? Let me see if we can get him in here. Hold on.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I got something special. I got something special for you, Op.
Like always.
Aki TV, what's good with it?
What's going on? What's going on, Devin? Pleasure having you on Split Decision for the second time.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Obviously, you've been beefing back and forth with Rolly. I'm pretty sure you feel like he has to maybe fight Martinez for the second time before fighting him, because you won't get your credit if you beat him right now.
Rolly is an internet troll. He is not a real fighter. He's really 11-1 if we really want to be real. He didn't win that last fight. The world know he didn't win that last fight. He was supposed to rematch the dude. He never rematched him. But I would beat up Rolly if it came down to it. You know, it's like work. Rolly been in the gym plenty of times. I remember one time we asked him to spar, and he said no. And then him and his dad got into an argument because he went around his dad's back and told him no, that he couldn't spar me.
Remember when he sparred him, he jumped in the ring and started fighting?
One day I was sparring Rolly. That day. No. I don't think it was that day that
we sparred him.
Yeah.
Then that day, and then later he didn't want to spar him.
So I was beating him so bad that him and his dad got in the ring and started fighting each other. Like they was fist fighting in the ring. That's how bad I beat up Rolly. Rolly is like a nobody. I will fuck him up any day of the week.
Wow, that's a big statement, and coming from the champ Devin. Now I know you want to get Tio. I know that's the ultimate plan, is to get his best friend Tio. Another fighter that been talking about Devin a whole lot is Rolly. Rolly been talking a lot of smack, which caused Devin to release the sparring footage. So is Rolly a fight you guys will entertain, or did the Martinez fight ruin them plans? Because a lot of people viewed that as a robbery, which left a lot of bad taste in a lot of people's mouths. So what's your take on the Rolly fight?
That's a lot of moving parts. He has to see whether or not the winner of the Luke Campbell fight and Ryan Garcia, of course, that we talked about. Then you have Teofimo Lopez, who's kind of deciding whether or not he's going to do the Kambosos fight, and of course, then you got Tank Davis. So ultimately, what Devin does is, he makes himself available for all the big fights. Obviously, the Devin doesn't have anyone. He just fought on November the 7th, and he pitched a virtual shutout against Yuriorkis Gamboa. So the intention of Devin is that he always waits to make the biggest fights happen. Of course, he's not only just a fighter and a promoter, so he's afforded the liberty to wait and negotiate with whomever that he wants to negotiate to make the big fight. And Eddie, who has Luke Campbell in a fight with Ryan Garcia, out of respect and fairness to them and what they've been doing, if they feel and can make the fight the winner between the Campbell and Garcia fight, then ultimately, as a team, we've been talking about going that direction. But him as a world champion, he makes himself available to unify the titles. And I think he gives me liberty to speak on that he would, of course, want Teofimo Lopez at any cost before any of those fights. And if of course, he's not able to get them, then, we'll be looking at the Rollies of the world and the, what's the other guy down in DC? What is his name?
Yeah, the only two Gary Russell. Gary Russell.
I mean, it's well documented, no secret, the kind of money that Devin is into, and that he's a prize fighter and he's willing to make the biggest fights. So, it doesn't necessarily matter.
They are treating him like the Iron Mike Tyson in his prime, because growing up as a kid, we would always say, "Yeah, I fight Mike Tyson for $5 million. I fight Mike Tyson for $10 million." You know what I'm saying? And that's what it sounded like when Theo said, when he asked for $10 million, we thought about like Mike Tyson for a second. We're like, man, is he talking about fighting Mike Tyson or something? So is the best way to get T.O. is maybe fight his best friend, Rolly, because Devin did come out and say, I will fight Rolly under one condition. They have to announce his real record in the ring, 11-1. So is that the main condition you guys want?
Well, no, I would want a condition that we would get Teofimo next. You know, I mean that's ultimately the conditions that we're looking for, is that, you know, our next opponent be an opponent that's either the big fight, or it's the fight that leads up to the big fight. If I could have my way about it, and I'm sure Devin probably will be saying the same thing, because he was adamant about wanting the guy Jackson Martinez to get back on Rolly.
Get this on camera, please. No.